Good evening, everyone. Today we have Anjali, Jaiti, and Lakshika with us. These are the three toppers from our school for ICSE board exams this year, that is 2025 March. And we're going to ask a few questions from the three toppers to understand how their mindset was, how they prepared for the exam, and what are their future plans. So, Anjali, I'm going to start with you if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, can you tell me how was your routine like in school? What part of your daily school routine helped you stay, prepare for your board exams and it helped you stay consistent throughout?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the study periods were really effective as the teachers always kept on motivating us that we can do it. There were
Hmm.
some times where we felt as if we can't do it, or in some subjects particularly, that
Hmm.
I was not scoring really great in some of the subjects, like in biology. But
Hmm.
then Smita ma'am always told me that if you practice more and more questions, you can do great. And ma'am
Yeah.
always had faith in me, which helped me improve a lot. And ma'am,
Hmm.
if I talk about English, then Sunil sir, he always told me how my answers could have been better. All
Hmm.
the minute details on which I could have focused. Ma'am,
Hmm.
then if about other subjects like chemistry and mathematics, definitely, ma'am, practicing was the mantra. There were in Hindi even.
Huh.
Meenakshi ma'am used to tell me each and every minute detail that this is something where you can lose your mark. So you shouldn't do it. And ma'am,
Right.
teachers didn't only tell us that you have to score good. They always told us that be great human beings. That should be your first preference. So that is
That's
something Saroj ma'am always motivated me, and because of
hmm.
that, I always had a positive energy in the air.
Hmm.
Due to
Hmm.
which I always felt confidence that yes, I can do it, yes, I can do it. So all the teachers they have been really helpful, which helped me a lot to improve because there were some parts of the journey where I would have fallen apart. But then the
Hmm.
teachers really uplifted me, which helped me a lot.
That's wonderful. So you're saying is constant revision and feedback that you got from teachers was something that really fueled your preparation all through.
Yes,
But, and
ma'am.
of course, a great point on being a human being, a good one at that, and not just focusing on the materialistic aspects of life. A good one there. Moving on, Jayati, could you please tell me about how your study routine was? What made you stay consistent for your preparation? And any tips that you would want to give to your juniors who will be writing board exams about 10 months from now?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you for the question. So
Yeah.
I did really use a lot of study techniques. So I was constantly searching about like many techniques on ChatGPT or even from teachers. Like there's this Pomodoro technique, the 80-20 rule, the active recalls, the flashcards you can make, and they really help. So they are this really big part when it comes to preparing for ICSE boards, I feel like. And staying consistent was a big part of it. Like even on weekends I would practice active recall, which is way better than just the passive reading of notes, and that makes a huge difference, which I have observed. And if it's about staying consistent, I have also faced so many days when I'm not motivated, when the days don't feel productive. But
Yeah.
one thing I do realize is that you cannot always be motivated, but what you can do is you can be disciplined throughout your day. So, and discipline is just showing up. Like consistency is not giving your 100% every day of the week. It's like showing up for yourself, even if it's 20%, even if it's just for one single hour. It's because that gives you motivation, that prevents self-doubt. And that also prevents exam pressure, because when you're consistent, you believe in yourself that you know the topics all well, you have studied them well. So that was a big role. And then obviously I am really big on time management. So I am really big on planning and that kind of stuff. So what I would do is I always prepare the to-do list because I love doing that. So I'll just write the things down on a sticky note and stick it on my desk so I'm all ready for tomorrow. And then I plan my weeks and months. That is one of my favorite parts. And if it's about preparing board exams, definitely the teachers help a lot. They tell you what kind of question papers you can solve, what kind of mock tests you can take. And it's also not about scoring good always. I remember I took this mock test and I completely tanked it. I scored like 60%. But the thing is, how you bounce back after learning from it. And the next
Hmm.
mock test went really good. So that was a really big part in the whole journey. And then there was always this emotional support from my parents, from all the teachers who were always there. Like, so yeah, that was it, I think, mainly.
Yeah, that's some great tips that you've given. If you could quickly give a recap of how you did the active recall thing, it'll really help
Yes,
all
ma'am.
the then. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So, we have the school from Monday to Saturday. For example, we did one physics chapter. So,
Yeah.
instead of just leaving it and studying for it when the test is announced, what I would do is on the weekend, on Sunday, I just open the physics book and I'll read the whole chapter and then I'll explain it to somebody or I'll just write the important things down. And then I'll open the book again and I'll see what things I actually missed. So that's where I have to work on the important things that I've missed. And when I teach someone else, because I have taught a lot of my friends whenever they face problem with the topic, and that gives you a reassurance, because if you can teach it, then you know it. And if there's something in which you are facing a problem, then that is something you have to work upon as well. So active recall, and then making flashcards as well, just writing down the important points, at least 3 to 4 flashcards, they help a lot. The 10-minute preparation before exam, we all do it, and the flashcards really help in that. So active recall and flashcards, that was it on the weekends.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You really are a very good example of it's not just what you're born with, it's not just your innate intelligence, it is also how you structure your discipline, how you structure the motivation, and how you structure your studies. And that goes for anything that one wants to achieve in life. How you structure and how you bring in those scientific, time-tested methodologies, scientifically backed
Yes,
methodologies. I
ma'am.
think that's the key. That really takes things to a different level altogether. And you are truly an example of that. Kudos on that.
Thank you. Thank you,
Moving
ma'am.
on, Lakshika, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Great. So my question for you is a two-part question. One is, how did the atmosphere in your school and in your class specifically help you achieve this success in the ICSE exams? And the second part would be, what was your approach towards, especially towards the board exams? And how did it
Yes,
differ
ma'am.
from everything that you had done till that point in time?
Yes,
Yes, please.
thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, for the school environment, I would say that in the classes, the main focus was on the concept. So
Hmm.
our teachers never asked us that just learn it and leave it for the future. You'll understand it in 11th
Hmm.
or 12th. We had some basic knowledge of each and every concept, and that actually helped in memorizing it, because we cannot learn each and every single word. And
Hmm.
also in the classes, the focus was on reading the textbook, because we have never ever missed a class, we have never ever left any single page of a chapter. Like,
Hmm.
especially in biology, we used to read line by line of our textbook. So that actually helped a lot while revising it during the board examination.
Hmm.
And also we used to take extra notes that were not mentioned in the books. So that was all that was taught in the classrooms. And ma'am, in the classrooms, the environment was very free spirited. Like,
Hmm.
we ask our doubts, teachers answer our doubts, and everything's all right. That there's no such problem. There was no hesitation. There was no communication problem. So
Hmm.
that's the main, that was the very much important aspect of a classroom, that there was communication present.
Hmm.
And when teachers used to revise the concept again and again, so that we do not forget the previous
Hmm.
and do not mix it with something that we are going to learn in the future. So
Right.
that was pretty simple, and that also helped to keep the things very easy,
Hmm.
so that we could focus more on concepts rather than just basic what's written in the textbooks.
Right. And how
Yes,
has
ma'am.
strategy evolved over the years, and what was your exact, uh, if you could just give me a ballpark of how it changed vis-a-vis till class 8, and then in the last 2 years of your school journey, how was your strategy different as your own self-studying student?
Okay, ma'am. Actually, till class 8,
Hmm.
when things were all right, they were not much complex.
Hmm.
I used to study for long hours, not strategically, but very simply just doing whatever was taught in school, spending long
Hmm.
hours, and not even getting perfect time for revision. Like
Hmm.
homework is not self-study, as we all know. We need to
Okay.
revise something else. So after spending long hours on the homework itself, I never actually got time to revise things again,
Hmm.
apart from the homework. But in class ninth and 10th, my approach was to minimize the time of the homework because
Hmm.
actually homework also helps you to revise the concepts in the class. But if you keep on leaving things for later, I
Hmm.
bet there is no concept like one night fight in boards because that's not
Hmm.
even possible. You are going to give pre-boards, one, two, and then boards. So it's actually not possible to revise from like beginning till the
Hmm.
end in that like 10 hours before the exam. That's not possible. So
Hmm.
my approach was minimizing the time of the homework and
Hmm.
maximizing it on making notes, on
Hmm.
doing written practice. Like
Hmm.
it's not a flex, but I did my own maths book 3 to 4 times before
Oh,
the actual board exams.
yeah.
And
You should be flexing
yes, ma'am.
that.
And ma'am, all the yes, ma'am. But like the questions were not repeating, but the
Hmm.
concept actually repeated because this time the board actually focused on conceptual questions. There were a lot
Hmm.
of objectives, and
Hmm.
I thank all of my teachers for making us revise objectives again and again. The
Hmm.
kind of questions we got in our pre-boards, like
Hmm.
what the extract of what we are going to get in the boards. So I am very grateful to all my teachers for providing the best ever revision material,
Hmm.
pre-boards, half-yearly examinations. That is so great, ma'am. And
Right.
I'm thanking the school itself because the school is somewhere we can express ourselves. It
I'm
gives
glad.
opportunity to,
Yeah. Hmm.
yes, ma'am. The school gives opportunity to show everybody that who you are. And
Hmm.
that is something I really like about my school. So yeah, for class 10 students who are going to give boards this time, they need to focus on concepts because
Hmm.
that is going to give them lot of benefit in the actual board examination.
Hmm.
Because rather than learning 10 statements, just learn the concept and build the statements on your own. That's
Hmm.
going to give like very simple approach during the examinations.
Right.
Very true.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
So, all three of you, you've given me the gist of what we seek in a good student. It's a lot of padhai. With that, it's a lot of smart work, bringing in motivation and discipline, managing your time and resources well, and of course, getting help from everybody who's around you. See, teachers actually did a lot to support you, but you're the ones who've actually made it possible. You're the ones who've realized everything that we've tried to manifest. So, congratulations and kudos onto that. I have one single question to all three of you now. Now that you've cracked your board exams and, of course, with beautifully flying colors, what are the next steps? How do you see the next 5 years of your life? Lakshika, we can start with you.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I have always aspired to be a doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not something that I decided in class 6th, 7th, or 8th. Like
Mm-hmm.
I decided it in class second. because there was such a competition in which we had to say that what do you want to be and why do you want to be. So
Hmm.
at that time only, I just thought I want to be a doctor. That's it. And it's so surprising because at that time I didn't even know what biology was. So that was something very different. But all right, I have chosen medical in class 11th, and in the next 5 years, I want to see myself as a medical student in the last college years of my life.
Hmm.
And
Wonderful.
also, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Also,
You were
ma'am,
saying.
not just being a doctor,
Hmm. Hmm.
what? Yes, ma'am. And I'm not just being a doctor, but proving yourself a good human whenever patients are all around. So I want to be someone like that. And I aspire to be a doctor someday.
And we're very sure you will achieve it. Yeah.
And thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Yes, Jyoti. How do you see your next 5 years panning out?
Yes, ma'am. So actually, like 3 to 4 years ago, I discovered some like US YouTube channels, and I was
Mm-hmm.
just so inspired by their lifestyle and I've always had this interest in stuff related to computer science and AI first of all, and then I
Hmm.
watched those vlogs like people working at Microsoft in the US, what kind of life they live. So from since then, I wanted to give the SAT exam and go to one of the Ivy Leagues. So I just imagine walking in that Harvard yard. That is like my North Star. That is everything for me. I have this whole wall in my room dedicated to that university. I have pictures pasted. I have, because I'm kind of crazy about it. Let's just say that. And
Hmm.
I have been this way since last 3 to 4 years. So I aspired to go there, and I've just always been, really inspired by leadership roles, like
Hmm.
inventing something new. I'm even writing a research paper right now because that motivates me. That is something I'm really interested in, inventing something. And the Ivy Leagues, they do offer this thing. Like
Correct.
Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, they all studied in Ivy Leagues, they built something. And I do
Hmm.
want to do that. A really big that could help millions. And not just my studying and that kind of focus, I do want to make something new that could help people. And I know that environment, the Ivy Leagues in the US could offer that. So I'm
Hmm.
thinking of doing that. And in the next 5 years, if I can, I think I can, and I'll build something, probably something related in computer science that
Mhm.
surely would inspire others too. Like, that's it. That's where I see myself.
That's great. Just let me just share that one of the school alumna is currently at the Oxford University,
Okay,
and I
ma'am.
really do hope that you also get into Howard. My best wishes to you. You're the kind of
Thank
students
you
who
so
would
much.
actually, it's just the kind of students. You're the right Howard material, let me tell you that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Means a
Best
lot.
of luck for that. Yes, best of luck. Yes, Anjali, the same question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, or how have you planned for the next 5 years of your life?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I would like to tell you that when I was younger, I had
Hmm.
been a person whose aspirations really changed every hour. Means there was a time when I wanted to be a model, then I wanted to
Ah.
be a doctor. But as I grew up, I
Hmm.
understood that I had a lot of interest in computer science.
Hmm.
Means these things, they really fascinated me a lot. Otherwise, I would be a news reporter sometime or a model sometime. And the other
Hmm.
day, something else. And my parents would literally laugh, thinking, what is she saying? Every day her focus keeps on changing. But
Ah.
then, ma'am, there was a time when I realized, as I kept on working, that computer science really fascinated me. Like
Hmm.
coding and all these things, coding, decoding, these were some things that I really liked doing. So
Hmm.
that is why, and I also had interest in mathematics. Means I will tell you, till eighth, it was not really interesting for me. I just did it as a part of the studies. But in ninth, tenth, especially when I got Rajendra sir, I really became interested in mathematics. To tell you the truth, really, really interested.
Hmm.
Okay, he helped me a lot build my interest in that subject. That is why I have taken PCM right now, physics,
Mm-hmm.
chemistry, mathematics, and I am ready to work as hard as possible for that. And
Mm-hmm.
if I would be able to achieve, then definitely I would like to go in some IIT or NIT. I would
Mm-hmm.
work hard as much as possible. And then, ma'am, definitely that is something secondary. I would like to build my personality as well. Means
Mm-hmm.
the emotional stability and all the things that being happy all the time. I am a kind of person, even if I'm unable to solve the problems, means at first I was someone who would really cry for that. But
Mm-hmm.
now I have become a person like I'm happy. Okay, if I'm not, I have not been able to do this problem, it will teach me something new. So this
Mm-hmm.
is the understanding that I have developed with time, and definitely I would like to go in the computer technology and also make my whole country proud for something which I'm going to do in the future.
That's a brilliant, brilliant answer. Kudos, girls. And girls, women in science is a great goal. You still are. And I hope in the future, in the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, in a decade, young girls do aspire to be like you are today. And I really, really hope that you would be aspiring so many more young girls to take up science, to do better in life, to be able to serve the larger goal. And you have, I think, started embarked on that journey already. So, congratulations, not just on your board results, but on how beautiful human beings you have shaped into, and the dreams and aspirations you harbor in your hearts and minds, and the single minded dedication and devotion you have. And of course, you have the discipline, you're completing the 3D formula that Kanal sir always talked about. So, bahut bahut shabash. And thank you so very much, girls, for this wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.